Veterans Voices on KX News.
He makes a living educating young people in the capital city, but Paul Hamers was in some very different places 20 or even 30 years ago. In this edition of Veterans Voices, Hamers explains how he jumped out of a plane many times, but found a soft landing back in North Dakota.
We were coming back from Desert Storm. We were in Bangor, Maine, and a bunch of people were there cheering us on, and I just punched a guy in the face. And we thought we were tough, you know.
You could say Paul Hamers is a different man now.
When I was in the military, you wouldn't want to know me. I mean, I worked so hard and played so hard, and I was mean to everybody that wasn't beside me, proving themselves every day.
But in other ways, he's still the same.
I'm so easygoing at many things, but the things that I demand, I'm very demanding. Anyway, today we're going to continue with our presentations.
Hamers is now a teacher at Horizon Middle School.
I know it's hard for us to remember all of that, but
a far cry from where he thought he would end up.
I wanted to be a soldier my whole life, right? And as I got to be closer to graduating, I was kind of caught up in that whole 80s make money thing.
Hamers knew he would never get rich as a soldier, but he couldn't ignore his dream of becoming a Green Beret. Before long, he was sent to the Middle East in Desert Storm.
But the rest of the people in my unit used to call me Grandpa because I drove so slow all the time, and they thought I was driving slow. But I told them, hey man, my Humvee was the biggest pile of junk in the unit, and I worked to get it running. I inherited this piece of junk, and the whole time mine has never broke down. It was the only Humvee that never broke down while we were over there for 7 months.
Hamers served in a target acquisition unit for the 35th Signal Brigade.
We were out in the middle of nowhere, about 350 miles from any supply depots. So the supply sergeant and I would be driving all over Saudi Arabia and we acquired a lot of equipment that we needed. I think I could tell this story now, but so if you're the guinea pig and you're the first one to get up here.
He remains brutally honest, but Hamers' military service took him around the world, jumping out of planes and going to places like South Korea and Germany. Ultimately, he was injured and medically retired, which meant he did not get his Green Beret, but he did get his Jumpmaster wings.
Call them blood wings because they're filled in blood, you know. They'd put them on your uniform. They kind of punch them into your pocket like this, and then everybody just come up and slam them, boof. And I ended up with 2 broken ribs getting my Jumpmaster wings, and I begged for more. I said, you guys aren't tough enough for me.
In 2001, Hamers was using his medical training, working a job in radiology. Then, the morning of September 11th happened, and Hamers, who also spent some time in military intelligence, found himself surrounded by co-workers as he was explaining the circumstances of the New York City terror attacks.
And so I gave this history lesson, and I was like, you know, maybe this is what I need to be doing.
So this longtime paratrooper who was raised in Dickinson now makes a living teaching North Dakota history.
3 different bands of the Sioux Nation. You gotta love everybody and hate everybody equally.
Hamers admits teaching middle school is not an easy job, which is fitting since he's not an easy man.
Make sure you turn it into Google Classroom, okay?
In Bismarck, Joel Porter for KX News.
Aside from working as a teacher, Hamers is also a municipal judge for the town of Napoleon.